So I currently don't have like a technical like porch, I guess. I'm living on campus in North Housing. So the area I'm trying to focus on is the little patio space behind North Housing. It's a pretty underutilized space from what I've seen so far. I've kind of gone out there different times throughout the day, and there's only been like one time I've actually seen people out there and they're just kind of studying. So I'm trying to incorporate something into that space that will maybe enhance it a little bit. So right now, these are just like some pictures that I took. Obviously, there's no one out there. So some diagrams that I did to kind of understand this a little more is the top of the accessibility to the patio space. Obviously, if you live in North Housing, it's pretty easy to get to. You don't need to swipe your card or anything to get into the building. You just walk out in the patio. And then as you like go further away from the building, it kind of gets harder to get there. And then the traffic around the site. So this is something I'm kind of focused on. I feel like it's kind of underutilized because people don't really know it's there. So if you have some kind of like what Garrett kind of had with the modifiers, if you had something to kind of draw people's attention to the space, it would probably be more useful. It won't be underutilized. And then zooming in even further, kind of divided it up into what kind of can go on there, I guess. So the green is we have open field. You can play like soccer, cornhole, horseshoes, stuff like that there. And then the lighter areas is more where you can study, cook, eat, stuff like that. I'm going to show you guys a video of it. So the event that I posted was just like a little dinner with some of my friends. We got a few people's attention. Some people joined us. Wasn't too much. Just been
improving like public spaces like these that are kind of underutilized. What do you think is like a couple ways maybe that could improve this space?
What she said.
Right. So maybe in the wintertime, do you think it could be used
like the same way
as it is in the summer?
There's not as many people on campus during the summertime, so maybe trying to incorporate something in the wintertime would be more useful.
Right. Okay. So the project that we're trying to like focus on is the porch project. So with something like a porch, like a covered thing, maybe improve the space, do you think?
Can you go back to the drawings, or the diagrams? Yeah. I think so. A number of things. One is it'd be interesting if maybe you have this a little bit, like if you took stock of like what's culturally specific to living on campus at Lawrence Tech, and then you created this building. And thought, and maybe those are the kind of the programs that you began to see. But I began to see it in something like Taco Tuesday, which is kind of the ubiquitous thing, but it can be something specific. It has a specific meaning to this North housing, right? So North housing. I think the more you can tease out in terms of what those cultural things are, the more you can think about how that's kind of a program within this environment. I think then the other thing is, I think there's actually a lot of interesting amenities. So like you have the grill thing, you have like these interesting kind of outdoor furniture pieces. If you actually took more explicit stock of what you have, and then thought maybe more strategically about what a modifier is. And so I think part of the modifier conversation could be like, if you go back to the diagram, or the one you had, it'd be interesting to think about how like, I like this kind of diagram, how, look at this is kind of the site, how maybe some programs begin to extend all the way out into here. And so and you maybe begin to think of the porch as this thing that serves at the intersection of how people move through the site. So like, I know people are coming to me, students are essentially doing this and going to the gym. So maybe there's a way to actually encourage them to like do this, which is kind of silly. But actually, I don't know, so like the new housing is right there. Yeah. I mean, so I wonder, the other thing, so maybe testing other locations even, or this idea of extending, so like one version of this is like extending this to the building, but maybe it's extended here enough, or it gets located here enough where the porch is literally the porch of the building, interfacing with this building here, the new housing. So maybe the scale of the porch is literally the scale of this kind of diagram of business activities.
I would.
I'm trying to think of like what the modifiers are. I think this is like a pretty good analysis in the event school. I think how you do to tease out specific interventions. And maybe it's like using stuff on campus in some way. So like use the campus actually, like all this furniture, like somehow discovering something you can use from the campus in this environment.
Oh, the appropriating it.
Yeah, like appropriating stuff from the campus.
Are those picnic tables movable?
Yeah.
So maybe like if it's like a soccer match, you move them up and line them with the grass, and then it's like
right, stuff like that.
I think that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's like how you that's part of like you take stock of what it is. How can you be? I think that's the next step.
Right.
It's how you can reappropriate what's already there, and then you can add things too. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
And you don't have to ask people like how do you feel about this? What would you want them to do? Get them to actually do something and test it out and just film it. You don't have to ask them anything. You can see like, oh, now I see how they, what they do when I did this, when I suggested that you play soccer. And then we took our shoes off and that became the goal. And like look for like informal things, and I think those will kind of will begin to guide your project.
It's also like, yeah, maybe raise expectations too. Like, I feel like expectations that are kind of like, meh, it's okay.
Yeah, raise the
So
stakes.
maybe, I don't know how you raise those expectations for what
Yeah.
can happen in the environment. And maybe it's like finding the thing that students find most exciting that they do inside the building and bring it out into that
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably something, it could be something really simple, just like a soccer game. Or just
Yeah.
seeing, just like, it seems easy as hosting a soccer game, but like how you did that, like how you actually communicate to people that there's soccer going on, and like, you know, everything that was part of that, them getting down, the things maybe they needed to do before it came to the soccer game, just documenting.
Do students live in that, like all the housing complexes right now in the summer?
Mainly just north right now. There's
And that's
like,
north.
Yeah. And then there's the new building, which is like just
North. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there's like no one in there right now. It's just freshman housing, so we all moved out.
Okay.
But South's pretty good right now.
So one thing about North Housing, I've been there. Have you tried just a cool idea to do is like have the furniture inside, like all the couches, probably like get out, like have them out, so that like it's almost like it's set up for like a special type of event. I don't know. One of the guys said something about like having like a soccer game bleachers. Who was saying?
You know, same with the benches, yeah, I guess like bleachers.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Maybe not even like a soccer game, like actually like utilize the space in the back to have like sort of like a memory, like I don't know, like a fire or something symbolic, like that can bring people together. And I think it will be more interesting for people when they pass by. They'll be more like interested that they see the whole space inside is actually vacant, the whole space outside is actually alive. And what's going on, we should go outside, something has happened. You've almost like switched the scenarios where inside is now important, outside is the emphasis.
I mean, that's definitely something. I was thinking about doing something like that actually, because right now, like people like just sit inside and like play like pool or something like that.
It's a great pool table. That's a great.
Yeah.
How you inverse the kind of desired location. It's like maybe pull out all that stuff outside.
Well, in the north, you could almost like include them together, because I mean the door's open enough that you can do some kind of interior outdoor hybrid thing.
Yeah.
Whereas both spaces become interesting and useful.
Yeah, there's probably other people on campus that have ideas. So yeah, like when you're asking the person like, what would you envision out here? I think this might be a better way to poke at them to like get answers kind of like that, or like why don't we just rearrange the tables?
So in some ways, yes. In some ways, the way you get to that too is if you kind of abstract it, and you abstract it through a model. And so like once you begin to add all the existing pieces, like the furniture that can move, and then you maybe hypothetically add other furniture, and you have people actually rearrange the furniture into abstract, and then that begins to tease out much bigger ideas than being there in person. So that there's this willingness to elevate the possibility. You have a model essentially as a tool to engage people. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so like it's also a tool in the sense that you can take this even to other housing or other locations on campus. You can talk to people that are really unfamiliar with this space, and it's a way to introduce that space to them. We're doing two things. One is that they're programming the space as a test, and then they're becoming familiar with that this existing campus. So I think a model with all the existing modifiers and future potential modifiers would be really helpful. And then you test some of those things in reality. Sweet. Any other? I feel like the wheels are turning now.
Oh no. They're all from me.
Okay, they're off. Okay, well, that's good.
Get them on Slack.
Yeah,
No.
flag it. Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts, comments? Sweet.
Sounds good.
Yeah.